Then now you can see how short the hair is. Look at that. But like, bro, it is storming out there. Yeah, it's pretty freaking good. That's the highest. As you guys probably know by now, the damage calculation in SkyBlock, strength and crit damage basically mean the same now, except you want to have an even split of both, because if you don't do that, then your damage goes down. So if you put all, let's say you had 0 strength and 2000 crit damage, that would be worse than 1000 strength, 1000 crit damage. So the closer you can get those two numbers, the better. But I think what's most important is just getting the numbers higher. And then that's like the afterthought, pretty sure. I personally think the update is bad for beginner players, as they can no longer have the talismans in their inventory if they have no space in the bag. I mean, yes and no. It depends how expensive Jacobus is with his talisman bag size increase purchases. I don't know. You already have the Blaze Slayer daggers. Oh, Blaze Slayer. I forgot about that. All right, hold on. You just reminded me of probably exactly what I should be doing. Okay, so there's Blaze Wax recipe. I don't know how to get the daggers, and considering Slayer is a pretty important part of progression, I probably should look into that. So how do we do it? How do we get the dagger? What editing software do you use? I don't edit the videos on this channel anymore. That is Fezzy. He does that. He uses, what the hell? What the hell are you? The one thing I don't like about the new talisman system is that if you don't intend on using a certain power, then the power stone's pointless. I think there should be a small stat boost that you get from unlocking a power. That's my opinion. And it should apply no matter which power you have equipped. So if you get like every power stone, then you get slightly more stats than if you did not do that. Oh, I got Rampart Boot. So we're about to spawn the boss. Hello. Hi. Where is he? Oh. That was easy. There's a better place to grind Slayers. I mean, I'm getting kills pretty fast. We're only doing tier 1s. We're just gonna level up our thing to level 2 so we can actually get access to the items. Now, I tried doing a tier 2 on stream like a week ago. It did not go well. You need the daggers to do tier 2, which I think is kind of dumb, in my opinion. I liked it better when it was a struggle to not use the specific Slayer weapon, but you could technically still do it. With the tier 2s in this, you have to use it or you die. Ooh. This is the Fire Dust Dagger. Swap between Ashen and Aeric mode in order to attack through the Hellion shields, whatever that means. On hit, repeat dealt damage after 6 seconds if the shield has switched attunement. They make this so freaking complicated. Droplet Wisp. Gabbaghoul pet. Gabbaghoul? What does that mean? Feed to gain XP. Oh, it's got... Whoa. A pet? A pet that has Blaze Bulwark on it. It's only an uncommon pet. Can you make a better version? Ooh, this uses the Omega Enchanted Egg. What's the... and Derelict Ashes. There's so many new items. And then there's the Twilight Dagger. Enchanted Sulfur and Molten Powder. How do you get Molten Powder? Amalgamated Crimsonite. What the hell? So which dagger do we get, chat? And why does this matter? Deal 1.5x damage to blazes. So I gotta attack through the shield. That's the problem. So this one is made with Molten Powder and Magma Fish. Molten Powder... Yeah, but we don't have enough Derelict Ash. Oh, you know what? Though I could just go in Bazaar, probably. And then there's Amalgamated Crimsonite, which you can just craft with regular stuff. Let's see. Inferno. Oh! Okay, so Derelict Ash does not cost a lot at all. And neither does Amalgamated Crimsonite. So we might just craft a sword with materials from Bazaar. I think that's the plan. Fire Dust Dagger acquired. And then we just need whatever the last piece of the puzzle is. I know I clicked it like 100 times, but memory bad. Okay, it's just a bunch of sulfur. All right. There we go. Oh, Auric, Ashen, Crystal, Spirit. That's actually a good way to do it. So do I match the color when I go up against the boss? I notice the color of its shield, and then I'm like, oh, it's a white shield, so that means I must be in Spirit. It's blue, so Crystal. Is that how that works? Probably. So, oh, chat told me apparently that Batphone is better through the Ambiphone because there's no cooldown. That's nice. Okay, so we're about to find out how this works. From what I remember in the last fight, it wasn't so much a problem of me dying and losing health. It was a problem of not being able to do damage to the boss because I didn't know how the attunement system worked. You're gonna die 100%. Thank you, chat, for your continued support. Chat wants me to wear a Sorrow chestplate. So it's gonna wreck my damage a little bit, but apparently it's gonna help a lot with the boss fight because of true defense. There, how's that? Here we go, boss is spawning. How is this gonna work? Ashen. There we go, now I'm doing some damage. Oh my. I'm doing real damage to it, right? Oh, now it wants Spirit. Okay. Crystal Spirit. Hello. That's not the boss. Hey, look at that. I get it. I matched the name Immune. Okay. What does immune mean? Oh, now it's Crystal. Okay. You're dead. And you want Spirit. And then Auric. This isn't confusing at all. What? You took 2.8 million true damage from an exploding fire pillar? That's a lot of damage. How am I supposed to know the attack's charging? There's freaking 3 swords in my hotbar. How is that not confusing? Oh, my brain. Lets you break fire pillars. Wow, super enchanted eggs freaking died in price. I remember when super enchanted eggs were the price of omega enchanted eggs. Now, I don't know if it actually varies in rarity. It doesn't look like it. Is it like forever doomed to be uncommon? Or can I upgrade it to cat? Let's call her up because I got her number. Use Gabbaghoul to feed it. Okay, so I got some kills. Does it have XP or is it only upgraded by feeding Gabbaghoul? 0%. All right, so it only levels up if you give it Gabbaghoul. Does it just go to 100? Is that how that works? It can go up to 200 levels. Watch Minikloon's Gabbaghoul video. I'm gonna do that. Ultimate Gabbaghoul guide for Hypixel SkyBlock. Not a meme video. Uploaded a month ago before the update was even out.
Second, you don't go putting catalysts or lava buckets in this minion. They're both for idiots. Instead, Inferno Apex, which is used in RNGesus recipes in the Slayer, like Sub-Zero Wisp and SOS Flare. That's it for Gabbaghoul.
Wow, that's a lot to take in. Like 90% of it's to do with minions. That is very interesting. So they shook up everything with this update, right? They have a pet that only levels by feeding it items instead of giving it XP like every other pet in the game. They added 3 new minions, 2 of which you can't even craft unless you have reputation, with 2 factions. The 3rd minion makes Gabbaghoul, and with the stranded mode, they implemented having minions that have RNG drops, right? Like if you like the Lapis minion, you basically have a small chance for it to drop stuff like from Lapis mines, whatnot. And then they use that system again here to have RNG drops if you're using certain Gabbaghoul fuels. I swear they picked that name on purpose just so they can hear all the streamers say it a million times. So like they're shaking up like the whole freaking game. So here's the question, Chad. Do you think they're gonna do this with like a variety of the minions in the game? Like, do you think they're going to backlog and just be like, let's make every minion have something special about it? And one thing that also interested me was the idea that the more Gabbaghoul pets or minions that you have down at the same time, the faster each one gets, so it incentivizes going all in on one minion type. Alternatively, what they could do is with, let's say, a different minion, they do the opposite. So the more of the same minion you have down, the less efficient each one is. And it would incentivize gameplay in certain ways. Like, there's so many things that they did to make SkyBlock more interesting. Well, more complicated, first of all. More interesting? Yeah. Is it noob friendly? Absolutely freaking not. But is that a bad thing? Because the reason why SkyBlock was fun for me at the start was because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So if they start doing stuff like that, even for the minions, it could make the game interesting again, right? Because you're learning. Learning's fun. I think what I can conclude from all of that is we're going to buy one crude Gabbaghoul and feed it to the pet and see what happens. Whoa, it went to level 2. Oh, it didn't. Whoa, level 21. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. So, is there any other... If I give it fuel Gabbaghoul, it probably won't let me. It did. So, one fuel Gabbaghoul gave it 5,000 XP. So, about half of a whole stack. How do you craft fuel Gabbaghoul? Crude's best value according to chat. Okay, so you know what I'm just gonna do? Oh boy. Hello. It sounds like a horror movie and something's about to like pop out from behind me and just stab me in the back. So it lets you break fire pillars, whatever that means. And then it gives you the Bulwark skill and 16% more combat XP from blazes as opposed to the wolf pet, which gave 30%, right? Oh, my damage is going to be awful because I got to be using this thing throughout the whole freaking process. I don't know what the fire pillar looks like because I was looking straight at the boss when I died. But I guess now we can figure it out. Okay, boss spawned. Where is it, though? Oh, it's over here. Hello. That's what I need to do, right? So it allows me to break fire, whatever the hell. Spirit. Yeah, I'm not taking a whole lot of damage. Okay, can we not with the KB? This is on Spirit. Hello. Wow, this boss fight is something, isn't it? Okay, then I gotta go for the other thing. Immune. Where the hell? There's so much going on. Where's the freaking boss? I don't see. All I see is this. Am I dumb? Where'd the boss go? All there is this guy, which is immune. Oh, here we go. I don't know what's up with that. What do you want? Crystal? Okay. And now it's immune. Ow! Now you want this. Eric. Well, I survived. Oh my god, there's so many freaking things. Die! Die! Bro. What is that fight for a tier 2? That fight is annoying for a tier 2. You're telling me there's a tier 4 of that? Okay. Biggest problem. Way too many distractions. There were like 100 blazes shooting at me during that whole fight. I couldn't see what the hell was happening.